Abraham Lincoln was an American statesman and lawyer who served as the 16th President of the US. He is regarded as a compassionate statesman. This quality of Lincoln came to the forefront not only in his striving for the emancipation of the African Americans, but in the dignity with which he conducted the American Civil War. He succeeded in preserving the Union, abolishing slavery, bolstering the federal government, and modernizing the US economy. Lincoln did not show himself as a liberator. He believed it would be better for all if emancipation happens gradually over many years. He even proposed compensation for the slave owners as well as grants for the rehabilitation of African Americans called colonization. But fate had another plan. The South wanted to break away from the Union with the North as quickly as possible. This compelled him to move faster than he expected. In fact, he was far ahead in his vision for the slaves than most men of his time. "We must free the slaves," he said, "or be ourselves subdued." Before reading his first draft of the Proclamation of Emancipation, he told his colleagues, "In giving freedom to the slaves, we assured freedom to the free." On September 22, 1862, Lincoln declared through the Proclamation of Emancipation that on the first day of January 1863, all persons held as slaves within any state shall be then and forever free. Directly or indirectly, the proclamation brought freedom during the war to at least 2 lakh slaves. It also had great symbolic significance. It indicated that the Lincoln government had added freedom to reunion as a war aim, and it attracted liberal opinion in England and Europe and increased support for the Union cause. Lincoln's concern for slavery left him without any moral indignation against the slave owners. The guilt of the slave owners, he felt, should be shared by the whole country, as he was of the belief that everyone in the nation was an accomplice in perpetuating slavery in the USA. Therefore, any kind of hatred against slave owners would be an act of malice. "I shall do nothing in malice," he wrote. "What I deal with is too vast for malicious dealing." As the Civil War was coming to a successful conclusion, President Lincoln was asked, "Mr. President, how are you going to treat the Southerners when the war is over?" Lincoln replied as if they never went to war. When the news came of the victory to the North against the Confederate forces, someone suggested that the head of the Confederation administration, Jefferson Davis, really ought to be hanged. "Judge not, that ye be not judged," Lincoln replied. As to the demand for the prosecution of rebels, Lincoln replied, "We must extinguish our resentment if we expect harmony and union." This was his last recorded utterance.